We're here.
How are you?
Beast is coming. Jugs is coming.
Hello, Natalie.
Tomorrow night, there's some new characters coming.
And Kisa. Put it up here. Or that's
Oh,
fine. It's fine down there too.
Dildo Mike, wherever you wanted me to put it, I'll put it.
Apparently on my face.
I'm actually enjoying this back, this
dildo
black,
mic?
I'm enjoying this dildo
Hey,
mic
Elizabeth,
very much.
How are you? Long time no see.
Elizabeth!
Elizabeth.
I'm enjoying this black backdrop we got.
Hi,
It actually
Connor.
shows us off properly. Look at this. This is awesome. It makes us focus too much on the camera, but yeah. Hi. How are you?
All right, so tonight, I guess I'm going to put up something real fast. We need it. Ready. Warning, the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children.
Yes.
The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only. Tonight, we're going to touch on a subject that people are going to go, ah! How dare you!
Dare you!
All the Karens. Hey, Ray!
Ray!
Hey, Genevieve!
Hello!
Oh my gosh. Hi, guys. Hi, Edward.
Score, Mr. No Face.
Hi. So we're going to talk about Operation Paperclip tonight, which does involve talking about Nazis.
Jillian!
Yeah, Kisa, it's very loud, and it's in my ear. It's
I'm
okay.
That was loud.
It was pretty loud. It's okay. Hello! Yeah, very fucked up government operation.
Yes. So we are going to be touching upon a subject that happened at the end of World War II. And you know what? This is history. It happened. I'm going to put it out there. We do not agree in any way, shape, or form with fucking Nazis, but we will be talking about fucking Nazis tonight.
So I'm sorry, but this
So-
is fantastic. If you're under 5'5", your pronouns are I'm a little teapot.
Yes.
It's true. I am a
You
little
are very much
teapot.
under 5'5". So yes, we will be touching upon that stuff. We're going to be talking about them. We're going to be going off on them and talking about what our what happened after World War II. So, which corresponds with MK Ultra and all this other stuff.
Yay, Nazis gag.
Yes,
All
fuck
right.
Nazis, they can all fucking die and eat shit.
So here we go. As World War II was entering its final stages, American and British organizations teamed up to scour occupied Germany, as like for military, scientific, and technological development research,
Well, they did notice that one thing
as they could
Wow.
uncover.
while they were fighting the Nazis, they had some tech that
Was out of this
that
world.
England, us, the U.S., and Russia didn't fucking have. You know, jet fighters and stuff like that. They actually did have that, and they're like, "Holy shit!" So this is what happened, corresponding with that. So yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah, no, I was just grabbing something real fast.
Yep.
So, what you basically just said. So, trailing behind the Allied combat troops, groups such as, like, okay, so, like, we were doing it because they had a lot of awesome tech.
The Russians,
They really did. Oh, thank you,
the
Connor.
Russians, and us both did it. So
Thank you, Elizabeth. And thank you, Connor. I appreciate it. So, trailing behind the Allied combat troops, groups such as the the CIOS, which is the Combined Intelligence Objectives Subcommittee, began confiscating war-related documents and materials and interrogating scientists such as, at German research facilities that were seized by Allied forces. One of the discoveries recovered from a toilet at Bonn University was the Ossenberg list, a
the
catalog
Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah, basically. Inside a toilet. It was a catalog of scientists and engineers that had been put to work for the Third Reich.
Yes.
So, I didn't put any pictures up today. I didn't really have the time. I'm sorry. But, Werner von Braun in 69 here. I'm actually going to grab this. You guys want to see this. This is pretty cool. Titty sprinkles.
You don't want to show titty sprinkles?
Let's not get kicked off right now. I I should probably exit
You
that.
probably should exit that
because I'm
because
gonna
you might
accidentally hit Titty
It was
Sprinkles.
the same thing with Elvira or Cassandra Peterson's. Where
Oh God!
I was like, hey guys, check her out.
So in the middle there, that is Werner von Braun.
Yes. Actually, this is
Thank you, Jillian.
I want to say this is actually going into a Saturn rocket. This is actually into the late 50s, 60s. This is that picture was actually taken.
That was from 1961.
Oh, 61. So
Yeah.
there you go. This is them wanting to land on the moon.
So
Kennedy, everything like that.
this is actually so Operation Paperclip used to be called Operation Overcast. Within it, roughly 1,600 of these German scientists, along with their families, were brought to the United States to work on America's behalf during the Cold War. The program was run by the Joint Intelligence Objective Agency, JIOA, whose goal was to harness German intellectual resources to help develop America's arsenal of rockets and other biological and chemical weapons, and ensure such coveted information did not fall into the hands of the Soviets.
Yes.
Instant sex change. What? What? What did I miss? What?
Explain.
I'm sorry.
Kisa, we love you, but please explain.
Yeah, some were some pretty fucked up guys.
And they got a pass. They literally got a pass because they had information and they had tech and everything like that.
So this was officially sanctioned under President Harry Truman. Although he technically officially sanctioned it, he forbade the agency to recruit any Nazi members or active Nazi supporters. Nevertheless, officials within the JIOA and the OSS, which was the Office of Strategic Services.
I'm sorry, Truman was such a fucktard.
The forerunner to the CIA, by the way, bypassed this directive by eliminating or whitewashing incriminating evidence of possible war crimes from the scientists' records. So, believing that their intelligence was crucial during the post-war efforts, they decided to kind of just scrub the information. Hold on.
MSI songs. I'm sorry. Truman was an idiot. I don't care what anybody says.
Okay, see now, Damon, I'm thinking comic books, and I'm like, the Manhattan Project.
Yeah. Well, that was prior to the end of World War II.
So Werner von Braun was one of the most well-known recruits from this. He was the technical director at the Peenemünde Army Research Center in Germany, and was instrumental in developing the lethal V2 rocket that devastated England during the war. Von Braun and other rocket scientists were brought to Fort Bliss in Texas and White Sands Proving Grounds in New Mexico as the War Development Special Employees.
Can we say the proper term? Rocket surgeons. Thank you.
My God.
Please, every time we say rocket scientists, it has to be rocket surgeons because that's what they are. Rocket surgeons.
And they were brought to assist the U.S. Army with rocket experimentation. Von Braun later became the director of NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center and the chief architect of the Saturn V launch vehicle, which eventually propelled 24 American astronauts to the moon.
We can actually even get into this further. He actually created ICBMs for America, stuff like that. Intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Oh, yeah.
That's basically
so
what
here
he
we
did.
go. Oh, sprinkle tits. You're fine.
We can't show sprinkle tits.
It was Teddy Sprinkles. It was all because of Morgan Freeman. Thank you.
We were in a backstage last night, going over the show with Tyler from Scary Face with Tom. Scary Face with Tom, and also that I was like, okay, so we started like actually doing some show prep with that, and then we just went into this. We were like
Titty
Morgan
Sprinkles.
Freeman and Titty Sprinkles.
So Ray says, first nuclear weapons developed with the help of the German scientists. Then they took the basic principle of the V2 rocket and built the first rocket they had, to go to the moon. Mm-hmm. That's correct.
Yes.
like a surgeon. Cut for the very first time. Sorry. So although defenders of the clandestine operation urge that the balance of power could have easily shifted to the Soviets during the Cold War if these Nazi scientists were not brought to the United States, people oppose this idea because of the ethical cost of ignoring their abhorrent war crimes without punishing them or giving them account or holding them accountable.
Can I get into something real fast? So what happened with here with Operation Paperclip? We knew that the Germans had tech that neither side had, and then we also knew that we were in a very, I don't know, like a very, we weren't exactly allies with the Russians. We knew they were going to become a superpower, and basically we knew we were going to become a superpower, and we knew that we had to get tech here into America. At the same time, the Russians did the exact same thing. They swooped up these scientists, and even though we came with the bomb first, Germany was actually coming up with a bomb too. But
you know why? Because we've got the bomb.
Well, we came with the bomb first before Germany and everyone else did. That was one thing. But Russia actually saw this as, oh my God, because they came in from the east and they swooped Berlin. We came in from the west, even though like we did have the other allies there, but we were the actual real muscle of the West. And we started bringing people in and pulling people. That was the real point behind Operation Paperclip, because we had to keep these guys from going to the commies' hands. I'll say it that way. That's exactly what happened. And because Russia didn't give a fuck.
So
they don't care. They didn't care at the time. If they had the power, they would have bombed us back to the Stone Age. So
one of the things that I didn't mention previously when I was kind of going through like everything real fast was so the Soviet Union forcibly relocated more than 2,200 German specialists, a total of more than 6,000 people, including family members, with one operation during one night, which was October 22nd in 1946.
No, Alan, yeah, fat man, little boy, yeah, exactly. There's actually one thing I'll say this to you right now. We got lucky with the fact that Albert Einstein came over here to America way prior to World War II with his theories and stuff like that. That's everything kind of was one step after another. You know, it all came right into it. So
you're right, Natalie. So Natalie said, I listened to something on this the other night, and these weren't even their best scientists. The others would be on trial in Nuremberg.
Yeah, because the other ones actually didn't renounce what they stood for. Whereas the ones that actually were like, you know, we're going to be part of von Braun, all of them were like, yeah, we don't care about that shit because, you know, we want to live.
So the Joint Chiefs of Staff was established the first secret recruitment program, which, again, we mentioned earlier, it was actually originally called Operation Overcast. And this is on July 20th of 1945. Initially to assist in shortening the Japanese War and to aid our post-war military research. The term Overcast was the first name given by the German scientists' family members for the housing camp where they were held in Bavaria. In the late summer of 1945, the JCS established the JIOA, which was the subcommittee, to directly oversee Operation Overcast, which later became Paperclip as we know it. The JIOA representatives included the Army's Director of Intelligence, the Chief of Naval Intelligence, and the Assistant Chief of Air Staff, and a representative from the State Department. In November of 1945, Operation Overcast was renamed Operation Paperclip by Ordnance Corps from the U.S. Army, who would attach a paperclip to the folders of those rocket experts whom they wished to employ here in America.
Who they wish to save.
Yeah. In a secret directive on September 3rd, 1946, that's when Truman approved Operation Paperclip and expanded it to include 1,000 German scientists under temporary limited military custody.
To actually go back into the Paperclip thing, you have to understand one thing. At the end of World War II, there was a lot of Nazi sympathizers. There was a very, I'm sorry.
I did not see this, actually. I need to go look that up. She was 100 and they just decided to charge her. Now, like, if I could, I mean, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. They caught her. They knew it was her. She needs to pay for what she did. But
So
also they managed to not get
Nazi.
Yeah, Nazi. The
Sorry.
Mengele. Mengele died in his 80s in fucking Argentina.
Mengele also did not die
Peacefully, I know.
peacefully. He lived every minute of his life worrying that the Mossad was coming after him.
Good.
Which was rightfully so, because that guy was a piece of shit and he fucking deserved to die.
He should have, you know what?
He didn't sleep a minute after he left Auschwitz.
Good.
So, but to get into what happened so directly after World War II, there was a ton of Nazi sympathizers in Germany, and what our guys would do would go out in the middle of the night, find these Nazi sympathizers, and blow their fucking heads off. Because
Inglourious Bastards.
Exactly. That's exactly where Inglourious Bastards came from. Was they would go out there and find they would go out there and find the werewolves. The werewolves were actually the Nazi sympathizers who were causing problems. And basically what they would do is tie the fucking Nazis to a pole and blow their brains out, as rightfully so.
So we talked about the Ossenberg list, which was actually a okay, let me get back into this here.
Sorry.
So in the later part of World War II, Germany was at a logistical disadvantage, having failed to conquer the USSR with Operation Barbarossa from June to December of 1941, and its drive for the Caucasus in June 42 to February 43. The failed conquest had depleted German resources, and its military-industrial complex was unprepared to defend the Greater Germanic Reich against the Red Army's westward counterattack. By early 43, the German government began recalling from combat a number of scientists, engineers, and technicians. They returned to work in research and development to bolster the German defenses for a protracted war with the USSR. The recall from the front line combat included 4,000 Rocketeers.
I'm sorry, I'm picturing the Rocketeers
and,
in my head right now.
And this was to Peenemünde in the northeast coastal Germany. Overnight, PhDs were liberated from KP duty. Masters of Science were recalled from orderly service. Mathematicians were hauled out of bakeries, and precision mechanics ceased to be truck drivers.
Can we also get into something else, like what?
Yep. Goodbye, Amber Room.
Yeah. Goodbye, Amber Room. Let's get into the tactics of the Nazis. So
cringes at Auschwitz and
the arrogance of
they still do.
The Mossad do kick ass. The arrogance of the Nazis and the arrogance of Hitler and all them, because they were fucking arrogant and stupid as fuck, and they deserve to die, and they did die. What they did was they had within their command, they had everyone who they basically had 1 million chiefs and no one to run everything like that.
Were you gonna say 1 million chiefs and no Indians?
I didn't want to say that because we are live.
I'm also Cherokee.
Okay, you're Cherokee.
I'm not worried about it.
1 million chiefs, no
I'm
Native.
not offended.
They had 1 million chiefs and no Native Americans. Whereas they were like basically like, oh my God, we need to go over here. And Hitler was like, we need to go over here and attack the Eastern Front, which was Russia. Whereas on our side, we had Ike Eisenhower, and that was it. That was absolutely it. The Allies had one commander who he said where to go and what to do, and that's what they did. That's the reason why we fucking won.
So, by the way, the quote. Awesome.
My beer over.
Thanks. The quote that I said, where it says, overnight, PhDs were liberated from KP duty. Masters of Science were recalled from orderly service. Mathematicians were hauled out of bakeries, and precision mechanics ceased to be truck drivers, was from Dieter K. Husel. The Nazi government's recall of their now useful intellectuals for scientific work first required identifying and locating the scientists, engineers, and technicians, then ascertaining their political and ideological reliability. Werner Ossenberg, the engineer scientist heading the, oh my fucking God,
Yes. Show me.
Verforschungsgemeinschaft. Yeah, I butchered that.
Verforschung.
Gemein.
You know what? German word.
Shaft. Whatever.
Mine shaft. German word into mine shaft. There we go. We're done.
Yeah, something very mind comfy. Defense
Dear
Research
God,
Association.
He's freaking.
We're gonna call it the Defense Research Association. Okay, guys.
That works for me.
Recorded the names of the politically cleared men to the Ausenberg list, thus reinstating them to scientific work. In March of 45 at Bonn University, a Polish laboratory technician found pieces of the Ausenberg list stuffed in a toilet, and the list subsequently reached the M16.
You got to do what Natalie just said. Mineshaft.
Mineshaft.
And with it, I got a sign too.
Even when they say "I love you," it sounds angry. Ich liebe dich. Or what was it? Ambulance is like Krankenwagen. So
Dear God, it comes out so easy to me.
I only know a few German words, and obviously that really long one was not one of them.
That Germanic side of me just comes out real easy when I say German words.
So, I mean, I know W's are V's, okay, guys? That's about it. So the list was subsequently given to the M6.
M16?
I keep saying M16. MI6, guys, who transmitted it to U.S. intelligence. MI6.
They're English, right?
English. Yeah. Who transmitted it to U.S. intelligence. Then U.S. Army Major Robert B. Staver, chief of the Jet Propulsion Section of the Research and Intelligence Branch of the U.S. Army Ordnance Corps, used the Ausenberg list to compile his list of German scientists to be captured and interrogated. Werner von Braun, Germany's premier rocket scientist, headed the list.
You have to bring up Kiesa. That damn Krankenwagen. The Wagen just comes out of me. I'm sorry. I'm German. I'm French, and I'm Scandinavian. It all just comes out, and I'm also freaking what's the?
I'm like, okay, so
what's the English Welsh?
Welsh?
No, what's the other one? The
ones that the Welsh don't like.
The ones that the Vikings fought, or the Vikings.
I don't know anymore.
Oh, I can't think of the name of them.
But
yes.
So no, I'm like.
I'm very much Viking and Germanic. There you go.
I'm Sicilian.
Also Native American.
Greek. Romanian, apparently. Sardinian.
Ooh.
I have a whole lot of fucking Mediterranean, plus some Cherokee, German, and Welsh.
She has a whole lot of a Mediterranean.
Right
there. That's why she's called Jugs. Oh, wait. Jugs is not here tonight.
Not yet.
Jugs is here tomorrow night. Beast is here tomorrow night.
All right, guys. So identification. In Operation Overcast, Major Staver's original intent was only to interview the scientists, but what he learned changed the operation's purpose.
What he learned was like, holy fuck, do not let these guys leave the fucking building right now.
Oh yeah, there's German. I have German in here somewhere too.
We have
apparently.
The smartest guys in Germany. They are staying here, and when they try to leave, and they're like, "Schnick snack, you're not leaving."
Okay. I don't know how that's German, but we'll just go with it. No, and yes, melting pot. I am a Heinz 57.
I am
Yes, Kiesa. There you go.
I like Heinz 57. They make some good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they're freaking not the vinegar for the fish and chips. Oh, it's fucking amazing.
The Heinz vinegar, the malt vinegar. I can
just drink the malt vinegar by itself.
My dad's all.
I want fish and chips so bad right now.
Let's go get some after this.
Oh, we have to go get fish and chips.
That's okay.
Yes.
I'm okay with this. So, anyway, on May 22nd, 1945, he transmitted the U.S. Pentagon headquarters Colonel Joel Holmes telegram urging the evacuation of German scientists and their families as most important for the Pacific War effort. Most of the Ausenberg list engineers worked at the Baltic Coast German Army Research Center, developing the V-2 rocket. After capturing them, the Allies initially housed them and their families in Landshut, Bavaria. in southern Germany. Beginning in July 19th, 1945, the U.S. JCS managed the captured ARC Rocketeers under Operation Overcast. However, when the Camp Overcast name of the scientist quarters became locally known, the program was renamed Operation Paperclip in November of 45. Despite these attempts at secrecy, later that year, the press interviewed several of the scientists.
Can we just go in this real fast? Can you imagine, like, the actual name is how they identify things? Like, I get it, like...
Cha-ching!
I get, like, the... You're going to find things by the name, but at the same time, this is a secret military operation, and that even at this time in 1945, the news found out, and they had to rename it to Operation Paperclip to keep them off their backs and stuff like that.
So early on in the U.S. or the United States created the Combined Intelligence Objectives Committee, the CIOS. This provided the information on targets for the T-forces that went in and targeted scientific, military, and industrial installations and their employees for their know-how. Initial priorities were advanced technologies such as infrared and what could be used in the war against Japan. Finding out what technology had been passed on to Japan, and finally to halt that research.
Natalie, a secret everyone knows about.
Yeah,
exactly.
Pretty much.
This was a time in American history where journalists were journalists and they actually did their fucking jobs.
Instead of making shit up?
Yes.
Yeah. I said that. What? So, a project to halt the research was codenamed Project Safe Haven.
Project Sex Master.
Yes.
They're like,
what?
We might need to look into that more. There's some sex masters going on here.
It was not initially targeted against the Soviet Union originally. Rather, the concern was that German scientists might immigrate and continue the research in countries such as Spain, Argentina, and Egypt. All of which were Nazi sympathizers, which is interesting to me about Egypt.
And they did not see this coming.
They did not see it coming. And frankly, I'm appalled.
And frankly, oh shit, we're taking down. God damn it.
I said it nice.
It doesn't matter. You said it.
I said, and frankly, God. And
said it.
I said, and.
You said, and
God.
frankly. And frankly. We're in trouble.
I said, and frankly, we were appalled.
I cried during that book.
It's an amazing book.
It's an amazing book. Fuck the Nazis.
So, in order to avoid the complications involved with immigration of the German scientists, the CIOS was responsible for scouting and kidnapping high-profile individuals for the deprivation of technological advancements in nations outside the U.S.
Fucking Natalie.
Did not see this coming.
I'm not going to lie. Can you bring that back down real fast? Look at this backdrop. It looks like I have no shoulders at all.
It makes my hair look black.
This is awesome. Wait a second. You can see the light. You can see the light.
No, can we stop? Because it's really dirty back there.
That's what she said.
So we're not going to get through this tonight, guys. Much U.S. effort was focused on Saxony and
Saxons. That's what I was thinking of. I'm also part
Thuringia, which by July 1st of 1945 would become part of the Soviet occupation zone. Many German research facilities and personnel had been evacuated to the States, particularly from the Berlin area, fearing that the Soviet takeover would limit U.S. ability to exploit German scientific and technological expertise. And not wanting the Soviet to benefit from said expertise, the United States instigated an evacuation operation of scientific personnel from Saxony and Thuringia, issuing orders such as on orders of military government, you are to report with your family and baggage as much as you can carry tomorrow noon at 1300 hours. That didn't make sense. Friday, 22nd of June, 1945. That would be 1 o'clock, by the way, 1300.
They basically had
at the town Square in Bitterfeld. There is no need to bring winter clothing. Easily carried possessions such as family documents, jewelry, and the like should be taken along. You will be transported by motor vehicle to the nearest railway station. From there, you will travel on to the west. Please tell the bearer of this letter how large your family is.
Basically, what happened was here, with this information they got told, look, we can't tell you exactly where you're going, but you're going to be taken care of. And then they end up going to. They brought up in Inglorious Bastards. You're going to Nantucket. You're going to Texas. You're going to Florida. You're going to all these other places, and you will be taken care of, and you'll basically become American citizens, and you better lose your accent. That's exactly what they were.
And that's
told.
how the Pennsylvania Dutch were born.
Yes. Well, no.
I'm joking,
but
no, a lot of people will actually, when they were of German descent and they came over, or they were over here, they would actually say they were Pennsylvania Dutch as opposed to German.
Yeah,
because it was a way to avoid the looks. Part of my family actually says that we're Pennsylvania Dutch still, which is interesting to me because I'm like, we don't need to say that anymore, right? My great grandmother was born on a Cherokee reservation, but she was German. She was Pennsylvania Dutch. Her father was, I believe. And even she, she passed when I was 15, actually on my 15th birthday. And she would still say that we were Pennsylvania Dutch. She refused to say that we were German.
Well,
hi, Cindy.
Everything happened this all happened because, sorry, I'm getting confused here. You have what happened with the Russians. Actually,
it's true. I bet the Germans freaked the fuck out when you said no need to take clothes. We'll take you to a train station.
Yeah. I kind
of hope they freaked out.
I hope they freaked out because actually some of them were probably
part of that.
And they were like, the other scientists were like, oh my God, we finally get the fuck out of here because we have no choice but to give our tech here to these guys. And we can finally go to a place where we don't have to worry about it being used against humanity and stuff like that.
Well, one of the things that I almost put up here was the shoes going into Auschwitz.
God. One of the most heart-wrenching scenes in, what's his face? What movie is that? Not James Cameron. Spielberg. Crap, babe.
What
movie?
I don't know.
Oh shit! I can't think.
I don't know.
Liam Neeson is in it. Never mind. Oh my God, that's just, don't show that, please.
I'm going to show this because you know what?
This is real.
This is some real shit. I'm not showing anything crazy. I want to make a point here. These people were part of this, and they were given a pass.
Well, some of them were, some of them weren't.
Okay. Well, it makes me angry at some of it because I understand wanting to have the technology, but the ethical part of this is going into Auschwitz.
Yeah. One of the places where they threw the shoes.
The shoes.
It's brutal, man.
The
it's
people
fucking
who passed
brutal.
Through there.
The Nazis were fucked up people and they deserve to die.
That being said, it's a really cute heel.
Babe, don't.
That's fucked up, I know.
Don't say that.
Schindler's List.
There you go. Thank you.
Oh my God. Okay.
The red coat.
The Mengele twins. Go ahead.
The red coat from Schindler's List. When you see the girl with the red coat and you think everything's fine, and then all of a sudden you see the cart coming by with the red coat in the cart. It was one of the most brutal fucking scenes ever.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. So the Mengele twins. There were a lot of them.
Yes.
Joseph Mengele would specifically seek out twins, identical twins, if he could, because he wanted to test different things on them. He would see if they still felt each other's pain. He would see if they reacted exactly the same to something. He would torture one and not the other just to see if the other one still felt it.
Mengele was not... Mengele was not a scientist. He was a piece of shit. He didn't understand any of that stuff. The one thing, okay, so at the time you had a faction of Nazis who were they brought them in specifically to be serial killers. They brought them in to go and murder. That's what they fucking did. They had a death's heads Nazis, and then you had Mengele too. Who was basically, I think he was not the head of them, but he was a part of them. Mengele was straight up a serial killer. He just wanted to mutilate and murder. He was a piece of shit.
And he was given a pass to do it. Same thing with the death head Nazis. They were fucked up pieces of shit. And again, I'll keep saying it because I have to say it. They deserve to die, and I'm glad they did die. They went around murdering people for the fun of it. That's what he fucking did. So I don't know, Kisa, if this was the one you were talking about. So one of the Mengele twins, recently she passed, but she had come out and talked about what happened to her shortly before she passed. And she said, her sister, a lot of the experiments that they did on her sister, they didn't do on her, and vice versa, because she said that there was a time when she was so sick she thought she was about to die. And her sister actually had messed up kidneys from a lot of the things that they did to her. They got out of there alive. Not all of them did, obviously, but they were some of the twins that got out of there alive. But the doctor, when her sister had 3 kids, and the doctor had said after the second one, you're not going to be able to survive another pregnancy. And she had another child anyway, and she didn't make it. And that's when her sister died. She was an amazing woman. I will say this because she met a Nazi officer at the railroad track. A guardsman, sorry. At the railroad track and forgave him. That's a huge
It's a huge thing, but at the same time,
wasn't Mengele.
It wasn't,
It
wasn't an officer. He was one of the guys who was basically like, I have no choice but to do my job because I'm going to be shot in the head if I don't do this.
Yeah, but so she and her family met up with his and his family.
I'm not making excuses for them.
No, I know.
In any way, shape, or form, you could have. There was a million people at the time who could have been like, I'm not doing this. We need to revolt.
Yeah, well, so him and his family, and she and her family, actually met up at the train tracks.
Really serious all of a sudden.
At the train tracks, going into Auschwitz. And she actually signed a paper that says, not only do I forgive you, but you're absolved, of all of this.
It's fucking brutal, man.
And she passed, I want to say it was last year or the year before. But that woman, she had been speaking to a therapist actually for a while. And her therapist said, okay, you forgave him. Now you need to forgive Mengele. And she was like, I can't fucking do that.
There you go. You said it too.
Yep.
She wouldn't.
They asked her, although, I don't know if you ever saw this part. She wrote a letter. And she used all the obscenities that she could think of. And she said, but in spite of this, I'm forgiving you, not for you, but for me to be able to continue with my life.
Yeah, it's, man, what they did to them. Love you too, and Nelly and everyone. Yeah, as we're taking on this brutal subject right now, Tom, right?
Yes, he wanted to see if one could feel the other twin's pain or whatever, they were doing.
You know what?
I didn't know you were an identical twin.
We might have to take on Mengele now.
I've been wanting to take on Mengele, so I think we're going to.
Next episode's probably gonna be Mengele.
Oh my gosh.
Read it.
I can't read some of it.
Yes, you wanted to see
the SB. I'm not sure
if you can see twins' pain.
Sibling.
Whatever that
sibling felt was doing. I'm an identical. Jennifer says she's an identical twin herself, and it's heartbreaking for her.
Not to get into it, the Mengele had the Nazis, the fucked up pieces of shit Nazis had a infatuation with twins because, This is going to be fucked up. They wanted to breed the Third Reich into existence with 1,000 years. To breed Superman, what their logic was, well, let's go for twins. The more twins produced, the more you had to do this stuff.
One of the things that also that Jennifer touched base on is one of the things he was trying to see is if identical twin telekinesis was a real thing.
They wanted to do all that, and that's where they came in. Hi, Sykes. And again, I'm going to say it again. I keep saying it. Fuck the Nazis. They deserve to die.
And we're going to get taken off for that. Watch that. Oh, we're not gonna fight the shit out of that.
Seriously, we die, then you guys can go to fucking hell.
Okay, so let me get back into some of this. Excuse me, I had to burp. Sorry. By 1947, this evacuation operation had netted an estimated 1,800 technicians and scientists, along with 3,700 family members. Those with special skills or knowledge were taken to detention and interrogation centers such as Alderhorst, Germany, or one codenamed Dustbin, located first in Paris and then moved to Kranzberg Castle in Frankfurt, to be held and interrogated, in some cases for months. A few of the scientists were gathered up in Operation Overcast, but most were transported to villages in the countryside where there were neither research facilities nor work. They were provided stipends and forced to report twice weekly to police headquarters to prevent them from leaving. The Joint Chiefs of Staff directive on research and teaching stated that the technicians and scientists would be released only after all interested agencies were satisfied that all desired intelligence information had been obtained from them.
What was it? It wasn't interrogated. It was, what did they do to debrief? They were debriefed.
Yeah.
It wasn't just as in like debriefed like in the military. They were like actually taught a different way.
You're fine, Jennifer.
No, you're fine.
We cuss more.
No, we cuss all the fucking time. Thank you. Cuss as much as you want. We put the warnings up and all that stuff. It wasn't that they were being interrogated. They were actually being debriefed. They're basically being denazitized. No, seriously, that's the only way you can say it. They're basically having that taken out of their fucking heads, being like, "Look, dude, you guys are in a giant
brainwash.
You're brainwashed into a giant cult the size of a fucking country, which is what
a national cult.
It was a national cult. Nazis were an actual national cult. If you actually look it up and look at the stuff what they did on a country level. It was nothing but rituals left and right, constantly fucking basically. It was a suicide cult.
Yeah.
And they basically were taken in. They're like, look, you have tech, you have this. We're going to debrief you. Debriefing as in like, we're going to tear you down and get the shit out of your fucking head. And you're going to be normal humans after this and understand that life, regardless of religion or race, deserves to live. You know, you have a place in society.
Keep talking.
Sorry, no, I'm actually done. I'm sorry, you're uploading stuff. I was like,
so this is a group of 104 scientists. 104 or 104 rocket scientists, aerospace engineers at Fort Bliss, Texas.
Can I bring up something real fast? You can bring a picture up. Just put it up there. Look how fucked up the Nazis were. Like, I'm sorry, there's
what do you mean how fucked up?
There's a few of them who are not blonde haired and blue eye. Like, you can see the black hair and stuff like that. You can see that they're not blonde hair. Like, if you take a black and white picture of me right now, I'm blonde haired, blue eye. It's not going to show up black haired like that. That's how they acted. They were like, oh my God, you have something to provide for us. We're going to just do this for you. And then they're like, well, we're going to say you're not this Nazi or not that.
Deprogramming.
Yes,
exactly.
That's what they did to them. Fuck the Nazis, man. Fuck them. Fuck the Nazis.
They believe that they were criminal geniuses, but they were evil. Absolutely, Beth.
Yes.
So, in May 1945, the U.S. Navy received in custody Herbert A. Wagner, the inventor of the HS-293 missile. For 2 years, he worked at the Special Devices Center at Castle Gold at the Hempstead House, Long Island, New York. In 1947, he moved to the Naval Air Station in Point Mugu. In August of 1945, Colonel Holger Toftov, head of the rocket branch of the Research and Development Division of the U.S. Army's Ordnance Corps, offered initial 1-year contracts to the rocket scientists. Reich? Pretty close. Rocket scientists.
The rocket scientists.
127 of them accepted.
If the Nazis actually prevailed, they would have
God.
rocket scientists.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, we're fucking... I'm terrible. I'm sorry.
In September of 1945, the first group of 7 rocket scientists or aerospace engineers arrived at Fort Strong, located on Long Island in Boston Harbor. Werner von Braun, Eric W. Neubert, Theodore A. Poppel, August Schultz, Eberhard Rees, Wilhelm Jungert,
Where you at? Sorry.
Jungert, and Walter Shevetsky.
He was Jewish.
Beginning in late 1945, 3 rocket scientist groups arrived in the United States for duty at Fort Bliss. That's in Texas, if you guys don't know. The White Sands Proving Ground in New Mexico, and the White Sands Proving Ground in New Mexico for War Development Special Employees. In 1946, the United States Bureau of Mines employed 7 German synthetic fuel scientists at Fischer Tropsch chemical plant in Louisiana and Missouri. What were you going to say? You poked me.
They knew it was coming. They knew they had scientists who could actually develop an ICBU, an intercontinental ballistic missile. They knew they had them. They knew it was coming from the Russians. They knew the Russians had their scientists. They knew the Russians were only a foot away from developing nukes. And I'm sorry, at the time, Tsar Bomba, which is the biggest nuke of all time, still to this day, was only developed, I think, a few years after World War II.
Well, so...
They knew that they had to get this shit going, which is why they moved them to New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew they had to have a deterrent. This is the double-edged sword that is the United States.
Hi, Chanel.
Hi, Chanel. This is the double-edged sword. They knew that they had to develop stuff. They knew they didn't have the scientists there, with the exception of the atom bomb, the Manhattan Project. I can't think of who actually developed it at the time. But they knew that they had to bring these guys in who were already starting to get ready to develop nukes for the Germans. So they did it. This is the reason why society exists today.
Beth says that she always loved the fact that people believe that Roswell, New Mexico is to deal with aliens, and it's actually to deal with military testing.
Yes. It is. Very much so.
Whoa, God, why does it keep doing this?
Probably because of the black backdrop. Actually, it's kind of cool.
Mm-mm.
There you go.
No, didn't fix.
There
we go. So, it's pissing me off.
I'm sorry. But no, they knew that they had to bring these scientists in to get the shit done, because that's why they actually moved them so fast to do this.
Well,
yeah. Shut the fuck up!
On June 1st of 1949, the Chief of Ordnance of the United States Army designated Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, Alabama, as the Ordnance Rocket Center, its facility for rocket research and development. On April 1st of 1950, Fort Bliss missile development operation included von Braun and his team of over 130 Paperclip members, was transferred to the Redstone Arsenal. In early 1950, legal U.S. residency for some of the Project Paperclip specialists was effected through the U.S. consulate in Ciudad Juarez, Chihuahua, Mexico.
They gave them citizenship. Whereas it's actually more than what the Russians did for their scientists. The Russians were like, just go stand in a room,
yeah,
make fucking bombs, and that's it,
Well,
and then killed them.
Thus, German scientists legally entered the United States from Latin America.
The Argentinians.
Between 1945 and 1952, the United States Air Force sponsored the largest number of paperclip scientists, importing 260 men, of whom 36 returned to Germany and one re-emigrated to Argentina, and that was Walter Schreiber.
Well, you have to understand too at the time.
Walter.
Not even at the time,
Sorry.
but you have to understand they became legal citizens, so they could actually travel and do what they had to do.
They decided to go back, is what it's saying.
Yeah.
36 of them returned to Germany, and one of them went back to Argentina.
Well, they returned to Germany actually under U.S. control. You have to understand at the time, in the 50s, you had half of Germany under Russian control. They returned to West Germany, which was under American control. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, so, damn it, babe.
I'm sorry, I know a lot about this stuff.
86 aeronautical engineers were transferred to Wright Field in Ohio, where the United States had Luftwaffe aircraft.
Air Force.
Aircraft. It says aircraft.
What Luftwaffe?
An experiment captured under Operation Lusty. Luftwaffe secret technology.
Lusty? That's a really good name.
We're not naming any children Lusty. I'm just going to put that out there.
Why did you stop me? That's a good name. My dad believed.
Yeah. You know what?
Wait,
it's not just a belief. There's been. Okay, so her dad believed that poor people were used for the polio vaccine test subjects. He said that the polio vaccine killed his baby sister. Alicia, hi.
That's my niece.
They have these airplanes that are covered in mirrors, so when they fly, they look like there's nothing there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's called
they're stealths.
Stealth bombers. I'm kidding.
So, the United States Army Signal Corps employed 24 specialists. Oh, gosh. You know what, guys? I'm going to go to a commercial real fast while he goes pee. I'll be back. Let's head up a commercial.
This is Mr. Applewhite speaking. There is nothing wrong with your device. Join me here on Psycho Bunny DC. A delightfully dreadful consternation of horror content. Use your head and free your mind.
All right. So he's gone for now as I'm moving everything around here because you can see some of the junk in our room. Okay. So Damon says the physicist J. Robert Oppenheimer created the Manhattan Project. You are correct. So pretty much they were, yeah. That is correct. So let me get through some of this while he's, in there, because I know I'm going to get interrupted. The United States Army Signal Corps employed 24 specialists, including the physicists George Gabow, Gunther Gutwein, George Haas, Horst Kedesi, Kurt Lehovic, and the physical chemists Rudolf Brill, Ernst Bars, and Eberhard Both. The geophysicist Helmut Weckmann, and the optician Gerhard Weisinger, and the engineers Edward Gerber and Richard Gunther and Hans Ziegler. In 1959, 94 Operation Paperclip men went to the United States, including Friedvard Venterberg and Friedrich Vigand. Overall, through its operations to 1990, the Operation Paperclip imported 1,600 men as part of the intellectual,
You say 1990?
yeah,
Jesus.
through
Christ,
1990. As part of the intellectual reparations owed to the United States and the UK, valued at $10 billion in patents and industrial processes.
That is crazy because, like, whereas the rest of Europe were like, hey, give us money and build us back, America and England were like, we know where the actual real money is. Give us tech. Sorry. There are UFOs all around us that you do not know. I thought they. Okay. Yes.
All right. So, major awards in the United States. The NASA Distinguished Service Medal is the highest award which can be bestowed by the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA. After more than 2 decades of service and leadership in NASA, 4 Operation Paperclip members were awarded this award, the NASA Distinguished Service Medal. In 1969, Kurt DeBoos, Erhard Rees, Arthur Rudolph, and Werner von Braun. They were awarded this medal. Oh, I'm sorry. Ernst Gessler was also awarded in 1973. So the first 4 were awarded the medal in 69, and then in 73 was Gessler. The Department of Defense Distinguished Civilian Service Award is the highest civilian award given by the United States Department of Defense. After 2 decades of service, Operation Paperclip member Siegfried. What?
Fucking Nelly. Swear to God.
Someone got a leg lamp.
We try our hardest to crack up Odd Mother when she brings her out of the box, and then Natalie does it every fucking time. To us. Someone got a leg lamp. This makes me laugh every fucking time.
I'm just laughing at.
Natalie is a ninja. Oh, using a microphone type today.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So, 1600, 2/3 of them were saved Jewish scientists that Americans traded German criminals of war for. A lot of these.
Breathe, Frank. Yes.
Yeah.
Odd Mother cracks me up.
So, going back to this, after 2 decades of service, Operation Paperclip member Siegfried Nemever was awarded the Department of Defense Distinguished Civilian Service Award in 1966. The Goddard Aeronautics Award is the highest honor bestowed for notable achievements in the field of aeronautics by the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics. For their service, 3 Operation Paperclip members were awarded the Goddard Aeronautics Award: Werner von Braun, Hans van Ohain, and Kraft Arnold Erich. And that was 61, 67, and 84.
So, whereas the Russians were
it is a major award.
Whereas the Russians were like,
work or die.
You will work or die. We're like, you're full citizens. You were obviously been deprogrammed, and here's all your awards.
Mm-hmm.
And please go live your lives.
So, the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama, owns and operates the U.S. Space Camp. Several Operation Paperclip members are members of the Space Camp Hall of Fame, which began in 2007. Hey, Dustin, how are you? Thank you for joining us. So, the Hall of Fame began in 2007. So again, Werner von Braun, George van Tyssenhausen, and Oscar Holderer. Yep, Holderer.
Just say Holder.
Holderer. The New Mexico Museum of Space History includes the International Space Hall of Fame. 2 Operation Paperclip members are members of the International Space Hall of Fame: Werner von Braun and Ernst Hubertus Strughold was
Hubertus.
inducted.
Hubertus.
No, it's still H's, hard H's. Was inducted in
Hubertus.
78, but he was removed as a member in 2006.
What?
Doesn't say why.
This motherfucker didn't give up his shit, did he?
Probably not.
He probably came out and was like, for a second there, he's all, I'm very proud of Germany. And they're like, oh, fuck you, bro.
Well, other closely related members include Wiley Lai, or I said Willie. I'm reading like 3 German names at once and I say Willie. Willie Lai, a German-American science writer, and Hermann Oberth, a German scientist who advised von Braun's rocket team in the U.S. from 55 to 58. 2 lunar craters are named after Paperclip scientists. Debus, after Kurt Debus, and he was the first director of NASA's Kennedy Space Center, and then also von Braun. So scientific accomplishments. Werner von Braun was chief architect of the Saturn V launch vehicle, the key instrument to getting humans onto the moon. Adolf Bussmann was the mind behind the swept wing, which improved aircraft performance at high speeds.
Could we possibly change your name to Dolph? And would you like to be a movie star, Mr. Lundgren?
Yeah. Controversy and investigations. And this is where we're going to end.
Yeah.
I want a moon crater.
I want a moon crater too, bro.
Screw naming stars after people. Isn't it really neat? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to get a donut. Nice. I want a donut.
I'm not going to lie. I saw...
It would be the Oddhole.
I saw one of the movies in the 80s based on Space Camp, and I want to go there so bad.
It would be the Oddhole. All right, so this is the end of it, basically. So controversy and investigations. Before his official approval of the program, President Truman, for 16 months, was indecisive on the program. Years later, in 1963, Truman recalled that he was not in the least reluctant to approve Paperclip, that because of relations with Russia, this had to be done and was done. Several of the Paperclip scientists were later investigated because of their links with the Nazi Party during the war. Only one Paperclip scientist, George Rikiev, was formally tried for any crime. No Paperclip scientist was found guilty of any crime in America or Germany. Rikiev was returned to Germany in 1947 to stand trial at the Dora trial, where he was acquitted.
Of course they're not. They basically throw him up there and like, hey, you're not going to be like in trouble, but you got to go through with this. It's what happened here.
So, and I'm trying to finish, babe. In 1951, weeks after his U.S. arrival, Walter Schreiber was linked by the Boston Globe to human experiments conducted by Kurt Blome at Ravensbrück. And he immigrated to Argentina with the aid of the U.S. military. In 1984, Arthur Rudolph, under perceived threat of prosecution relating to his connection as operations director of the V-2 missile production to the use of forced labor from Metalbau Dora at Metalwerk. Metal, yes. Renounced his U.S. citizenship and moved back to West Germany.
This piece of shit.
Which granted him citizenship.
Oh, yeah, right? Huh?
For 50 years, from 1963 to 2013, the Strughold Award, named after Hubertus Strughold, the father of space medicine.
What?
Yeah. Is his central role in developing innovations like the space unit and space life support systems, was the most prestigious award from the Space Medicine Association, a member organization of the Aerospace Medical Association.
It sounds like he's more likely like the guy who came up with the you have to work out in space, as in like you need to keep you.
Can I? finish this sentence. On October 1st of 2013, in the aftermath of the Wall Street Journal article published on December 1st of 2012, which highlighted his connection to human experiments during World War II, the Space Medicine Association Executive Committee announced that the Space Medicine Association Stronghold Award was retired.
That's it.
Yeah, so to clarify, the space medicine was talking about life support.
Yeah.
The invention of life support while in space. Oh.
All
right, that's a gunshot.
Oh, there's a gunshot. Dogs are barking.
All right, guys, I think that's our cue to go.
Can we do something real fast?
Yes.
We got invaded.
What?
By some unrights.
What's up?
Not only did we get invaded by some unrights, there's some unrights who's taking over tomorrow night. Some big titty chick named Jugs. And this dude who's got fucking a messed up face named Beast.
Messed up face.
I don't know. He's got an upside down cross and shit like that, and he's all metal. Yeah. You want to play it?
Oh, you want us to play it? So we're going to introduce this.
We should play it. I think we should play what's going on tomorrow night with the.
All right.
There's a metal show coming tomorrow night.
Here you go. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck's going on tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, Night of the Living Dreads.
Yeah.
Remember Otis, Chiller. Sorry, Dawn.
On
there,
Black.
And
right?
Mrs. Dread.
Yes. That's tomorrow night.
Thank
tomorrow
you.
Night, metal show, and then after that, Tom's World. Right after the metal show.
I totally burped again. Sorry.
And again, I don't know who these guys are. There's some dudes who took it over.
All right. So, thank you guys for joining us. Have a wonderful night. And now we're going to actually do our real outro. Bye.
I don't know, set the world fire. I don't know in my